Have you ever wondered why ancient wisdom still speaks to us today? Could it be that the answers to our stress, anxiety, and disconnection are not ahead, but behind us, quietly waiting in the past? What if the teachings of long-gone sages aren't just spiritual artifacts, but living tools that could reshape the way we feel, live, and heal? Starting right now, let's find out together. We're about to dive into the world of Buddhist teachings, not as historical knowledge, but as practical, life-changing insights. These aren't just old philosophies buried in time. They are like keys that unlock inner peace, clarity, better health, and more meaningful relationships, even in the middle of our fast-paced modern world. This journey isn't about collecting facts, it's about experiencing transformation, real, visible change that begins deep within and slowly flows into every part of our lives. As you listen, you'll discover timeless principles that have guided people for thousands of years, principles that are still incredibly relevant, even today. So keep your mind open and your heart ready. Each teaching we explore isn't a rule to memorize. It's a doorway to relief, understanding, and joy. You'll learn how to manage stress, care for your body, improve your focus, and build stronger, more compassionate relationships. You'll find ways to feel lighter, calmer, and more connected to life itself. In this video, we'll focus on 10 essential teachings, 10 powerful principles for a well-lived life. Think of them like puzzle pieces. Each one offers a glimpse into a fuller picture of wellness, purpose, and happiness. When all 10 come together, they reveal a map to living with greater balance, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. We encourage you to stay with us all the way to the end. Why? Because each part builds on the one before it. You may find that even a small idea, just a sentence, can shift your whole perspective. And if these teachings resonate with you, please support this channel by clicking the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to Buddhism Seeds. Your support helps us continue creating meaningful content, and it brings you into a growing community of people just like you, who are searching for peace, insight, and real inner growth. Now, are you ready to begin this journey? We assure you, what you'll learn isn't abstract. It's practical, it's human, it's healing. So let's start with the very first teaching. Rule 1. Meditation and the harmony of mind and body. Imagine giving yourself a few quiet moments just to breathe. A space where your thoughts slow down, your breath deepens, and your body softens. This is the gift of meditation. Meditation isn't about trying to empty your mind or becoming someone else. It's about coming home to yourself. It's a gentle, quiet practice that reconnects your mind with your body, helping both move in harmony instead of tension. When we meditate, it's like pressing pause on the constant noise of life. It's a moment of stillness, a break from reacting, from rushing. And in that pause, something beautiful happens. We begin to notice what's really going on inside us. Getting started is simple. Find a peaceful spot. Sit comfortably. Let your body rest, and begin to follow the rhythm of your breathing. Inhale, exhale. As you do, you'll start to feel grounded, like a tree with deep roots in the earth. Thoughts may come and go. That's okay. The point is not to stop them, but to observe them, gently and without judgment. The Buddha himself, one of the wisest teachers in human history, taught that meditation is a path, a bridge, to greater self-awareness and deeper understanding of the world around us. When we practice meditation, We begin to observe our thoughts and emotions as if we were simply watching the sky. Imagine clouds floating by, some dark, some bright. They come and go. And yet, the sky remains untouched, undisturbed. This is what meditation trains us to do: to witness without clinging, to notice without reacting. You don't have to fight your emotions. You just learn to let them pass. But the benefits of meditation don't stop with inner peace. They ripple outward, reaching into our physical health in powerful ways. All over the world, people are turning to meditation not just to quiet the mind, but to ease chronic pain, reduce anxiety, and improve their quality of sleep. In many ways, it's a natural medicine, free of side effects, yet deeply effective. And today's science supports what Buddhist teachings have always known. Multiple studies now confirm that consistent meditation practice lowers stress hormones like cortisol, boosts the immune system, improves emotional regulation, and even enhances sleep cycles. Isn't it incredible how something so simple, just sitting, breathing, and noticing, can do so much? Even more, meditation doesn't always require stillness. Sometimes the most mindful moments happen when we're moving, walking slowly through nature, stretching gently in a yoga pose, or even washing dishes with full attention. These are all forms of moving meditation. Each action becomes a way to stay grounded, present, and connected to the rhythm of life around you. And have you ever tried meditating with others? Sharing that stillness with a group can be surprisingly profound. When we meditate together, even in silence, we feel held. It's as if we're all part of the same gentle current, flowing toward peace, compassion, and awareness. It's not just a group activity. It's a shared journey toward inner freedom. Above all, remember this: meditation doesn't just benefit the mind, it touches every part of who we are. It nurtures the body, balances the emotions, and deepens the spirit. It's a whole self-practice. Of course, like any new habit, starting can feel difficult. Your mind might wander, your body might fidget. That's okay. That's not failure. It's the process. Be patient. Be gentle with yourself. Over time, you'll see the changes, not just in your mind, but in your daily life. You might notice you're less reactive. You sleep better. You focus more easily. Or maybe you'll simply smile more because you feel more at home in yourself. So, why not give it a real chance? All you need is a few minutes, a quiet space, and the courage to begin. Because this could be the first step on a truly life-changing journey toward calm, clarity, and connection. And speaking of transformation, our next principle will take us even further. Let's now turn to Rule 2, the power of positive thinking, a practice that begins in the mind but uplifts every corner of your life. Just as meditation helps us observe, positive thinking helps us choose, and that choice can shape everything. Let's be clear, positive thinking doesn't mean pretending everything is perfect or ignoring the painful parts of life. Rather, it means choosing to amplify what is good, what is hopeful, what uplifts us. It's about shining a light on what empowers us, even when shadows are present. The Buddha, in his timeless wisdom, once said, "What we think, we become." And it's true. If we constantly feed our minds with bitterness, fear, or judgment, what kind of person will we become? But if we choose to nurture thoughts of kindness, courage, gratitude, and hope, we begin to transform from the inside out. It's like being an artist, sculpting our identity with the material of our own thoughts. But how do we actually build this habit of positive thinking? It's not always easy, especially when life feels overwhelming. However, the key lies in making an intentional effort to search for something positive, even when circumstances are tough. It's like scanning a stormy sky until you find that one beam of light breaking through the clouds. Throughout history, countless real people, not just characters in stories, have turned their lives around simply by changing the way they think. A cancer patient who smiled through chemo, a single mother who spoke affirmations every morning, a man with failure behind him who looked forward instead of back. These aren't fairy tales. They are real lives, reimagined through the power of thought. One highly effective method to build this mindset is through positive affirmations. These are short, empowering phrases like, "I am enough," or "I choose peace," that you say to yourself regularly. It may feel strange at first, but over time, it becomes like having a quiet cheerleader inside your mind. One that says, "You've got this. Keep going." And here's where it gets even more encouraging. Scientific studies continue to show that individuals who adopt a positive outlook tend to experience better physical health, improved mental clarity, stronger relationships, and greater long-term success. This isn't just nice-sounding advice. It's backed by evidence. It works. Positive thinking isn't about denying life's hardships. It's about facing them with resilience and hope. It allows us to approach problems creatively, see setbacks as temporary, and reduce the level of stress we carry. You could say it's like putting on mental armor, soft but strong, helping you stand tall through life's storms. Of course, like any valuable skill, it takes practice. No one becomes a master overnight. Just as you'd learn to play a musical instrument with time and repetition, the ability to think positively becomes stronger the more you use it. The more we practice, the more naturally it flows. And here's a beautiful truth. Positivity is contagious. When we radiate optimism, we don't just change ourselves. We begin to affect those around us. It's like lighting candles with a single flame. The more you pass it on, the brighter everything becomes. So let's embrace this powerful shift, filling our inner world with thoughts that build us up rather than break us down. It's a choice that opens the door to greater happiness, deeper relationships, and more meaningful success. And as always, if this message resonates with you, we invite you to support our journey together. Like this video, subscribe to Buddhism Seeds in real life, and help us grow a global community of mindful living and compassionate thinking. Now, are you ready to take the next step? Let's move from the power of the mind to the power of the heart. Because coming up next is Rule 3, self-love and self-care, the roots from which everything else grows. Picture these two as the roots of a strong, healthy tree. If those roots are nourished and stable, the tree grows tall, resilient, and vibrant, no matter what weather comes its way. Self-love begins with a simple yet powerful truth. I am enough. Not because we are perfect, but because we are inherently worthy, simply by being ourselves. It's like offering yourself a gentle pat on the back each day, a quiet reminder that you matter. This isn't just a comforting idea. Science supports it too. Studies show that people who learn to love and accept themselves are more likely to feel happy and less likely to experience depression or anxiety. It's as if self-love acts like a shield, protecting our minds from the constant pressure and negativity we often absorb from the world. And self-care. That's how we show that love in action. It doesn't have to be complicated. It can be as simple as taking a quiet walk, painting something just for fun, sipping tea without rushing, or getting enough sleep. These small, intentional moments say to ourselves, "I am worth this time." The Buddha wisely taught that we cannot pour from an empty cup. We cannot truly care for others if we are constantly depleted ourselves. Self-care then becomes like refilling our tank, so we can continue the journey, not just surviving, but thriving. Of course, this journey is not always easy. We live in a world that often sends messages of inadequacy. From ads to social media, we're constantly reminded of what we should be or what we lack. Overcoming these messages can feel like climbing a steep mountain, but the view from the top, it's worth every step. One practical way to cultivate self-love is by practicing positive affirmations. These are kind, uplifting words we speak to ourselves. Simple phrases like, "I deserve kindness," "I honor who I am," "My worth is not based on others' opinions." It's like planting seeds of encouragement in your mind, and the more you water them, the more they bloom. Another important part of self-love is setting healthy boundaries. It's okay to say no. It's okay to step away from people or situations that drain your energy or disrespect your well-being. Think of it as putting up a fence around your personal garden, not to shut the world out, but to protect what you're growing inside. And remember, self-love and self-care are not one-time achievements. They're ongoing practices, daily choices. It's not about figuring it all out in one day. It's about tending to yourself with care and patience, just like a gardener waters their plants. Day by day, the garden flourishes. What's even more powerful is sharing this journey with others, talking about it with a friend, joining a community that values self-care. When we walk this path together, we lift each other up. It becomes a shared experience of growth, encouragement, and renewal. In the end, embracing self-love and self-care leads to a life that's not just healthier, but happier, fuller, and more balanced. It's not selfish, it's essential. By prioritizing your own well-being, you become more equipped to face life's challenges and to support others with a full, open heart. So today, let's commit to this path. Let's nurture the roots that will help us grow tall. And as we continue exploring these profound teachings, don't forget to support our channel by clicking the thanks button or subscribing to Buddhism Seeds in real life. Your support helps us keep sharing these insights with those who need them. Now, let's turn our attention to the next essential topic. Rule 4: Mindful eating and holistic health. Because how we nourish our bodies also shapes the peace and joy we carry within. Mindful eating goes beyond simply consuming food. It's not just about what we eat, it's about how we eat. It invites us to slow down, to be present with each bite, and to reflect on how our food choices truly affect our body, mind, and overall well-being. You can think of it like this. Every meal becomes a moment of connection, a quiet conversation between your body and your awareness. Rather than rushing through a plate, mindful eating encourages you to savor, to listen, and to respond with compassion to your body's needs. Each time you sit down to eat, you have a new opportunity to check in with yourself. Are you hungry or just bored? Are you craving something nourishing or just something convenient? Through this awareness, eating becomes a sacred act, one that not only nourishes the body, but gently feeds the soul. At the heart of mindful eating is the understanding that food is fuel, but also so much more. When we choose a variety of wholesome foods, like colorful vegetables, fresh fruits, whole grains, and quality proteins, we're giving our bodies the tools they need to thrive. It's like assembling a complete toolbox for good health. Each food group contributes something vital: energy, strength, immunity, clarity. Buddhist teachings also encourage us to consider the origin of our food. Where did it come from? Who grew it? Was it prepared with care or cruelty? When we eat with gratitude and awareness, we bring greater meaning to every bite. Choosing food that is grown and prepared ethically becomes a way of practicing kindness, not just toward our bodies, but toward the earth and all living beings. Another key element of mindful eating is recognizing how different foods affect your mood and energy levels. Have you ever eaten something sugary and then felt a sudden crash afterward? Or noticed how a fresh, balanced meal leaves you feeling calm and steady? These sensations are not random. They are your body's way of speaking to you. By learning to listen to these cues, we begin to understand which foods support us and which ones might deplete us. This inner feedback becomes a natural guide, helping us choose what brings energy, stability, and clarity. Here's something fascinating. Studies show that when we eat without distractions, no TV, no scrolling, no multitasking, we not only enjoy our food more, but we tend to eat the right amount. It's like the difference between half watching a movie while staring at your phone versus being completely immersed in the story. Presence creates pleasure, and presence leads to balance. Of course, mindful eating takes practice. Most of us have habits like rushing meals, eating on the go, or snacking without thought. But with patience, we can change these patterns. Think of it like learning to ride a bicycle, wobbly at first, but smoother with repetition. In fact, many people have experienced remarkable health transformations simply by embracing this approach. Their stories aren't just motivational, they're proof of what's possible when we align eating with awareness and intention. So where do you begin? Try this simple step. At your next meal, pause before eating. Look at your food. Notice its colors, its scent, the effort it took to arrive on your plate. Then, take your first bite slowly, tuning in to the taste, the texture, the feeling. That small shift could be the start of a lifelong change. Let's now explore Rule 5, healthy routines and habits. Think of routines and habits as the small daily steps that shape the bigger picture of your life. They're like individual bricks, small on their own, but together they build a solid, beautiful home. That home? It's your life. And the stronger the foundation, the more peaceful and joyful your days become. Healthy routines begin with how we organize our day. It's like setting the stage before a performance. When your morning has structure, your day flows with more clarity. A well-crafted routine becomes a kind of recipe, a harmonious blend of work, rest, and joy. So how do we begin? Start simple. Begin the day with intention. It could be a few gentle stretches, a walk under the morning sun, or a few quiet moments of reflection. This is your way of greeting the day with presence, like offering it a smile before it even begins. When you start right, you build momentum for the rest of the day. Another key element? Balance. We often push ourselves to do more, to stay busy, to achieve. But without adequate rest, we burn out. Rest is not a weakness, it's fuel for resilience. Picture it like a scale. One side for effort, the other for restoration. When both are in harmony, you feel grounded, centered, and fully alive. Movement is also essential. But don't worry. Being active doesn't mean hours at the gym. It could be a brisk walk through your neighborhood, a joyful dance in your living room, or a few stretches to loosen the body. Any form of movement is a gift, one that awakens the body and boosts your energy. Your eating habits, too, play a critical role in your daily rhythm. As we explored earlier, mindful eating is about presence. When you slow down and savor your food, you bring mindfulness into your everyday life, bite by bite. It's a small act that adds up to a greater sense of well-being. Let's not forget sleep, the silent healer. Getting enough restful sleep is like giving your body a nightly tune-up. It repairs, recharges, and restores you from the inside out. Establishing good sleep habits, like limiting screen time before bed, keeping a consistent bedtime, or winding down with calming music, can dramatically improve your physical and mental health. Lastly, there's the often overlooked art of time management. Organizing your day isn't about squeezing more in, it's about making time for what matters most. When you prioritize your tasks, you create space for both productivity and peace. So as you can see, healthy routines aren't about restriction or perfection. They're about small, sustainable choices, repeated daily, that gradually build the life you want to live. And just like everything meaningful, these habits take time to develop. But step by step, they become second nature. After establishing healthy routines and habits, we now step into a different kind of rhythm, one that flows not from a schedule, but from the natural world around us. Let's explore Rule 6, embracing nature for healing. Imagine nature as a wise and gentle friend, always there, always offering quiet support. It doesn't speak with words, but with whispers in the breeze, warmth in the sunlight, and stillness in the shade of a tree. When we spend time in nature, something subtle but powerful happens. It's like stepping into another realm, where the air feels purer, the colors richer, and the sounds softer. We begin to feel the tension in our minds ease, our bodies breathe deeper, and our hearts slow to match the rhythm of the earth. Nature is more than a backdrop for our lives. It's a healer. Buddhist teachings have long emphasized the importance of living in harmony with nature. They remind us that we are not separate from the earth, but part of it, woven into the same fabric as the mountains, the rivers, and the sky. When we walk among trees or sit beside a quiet lake, we're not merely observers, we're participants in a greater whole. We remember that we belong here, and in that realization, we find comfort. Science supports this ancient wisdom. Research shows that spending time in nature can reduce stress hormones, improve mood, boost creativity, and even strengthen the immune system. It's as if the natural world offers medicine, not in pill form, but through sunlight, greenery, and fresh air. And connecting with nature doesn't have to mean escaping to a distant forest. It can be simple, a walk through a local park, sitting quietly in your garden, listening to the sound of birds outside your window. Even 5 minutes outdoors can begin to restore balance. These moments are like pockets of peace, tiny oases we can return to again and again, especially when life feels overwhelming. The beauty of nature is not just in its sights or sounds, but in its presence. It teaches us to slow down, to observe, to breathe, and to remember that not everything needs to be rushed or controlled. Just as a flower blooms in its own time, so too can we allow ourselves the space to unfold naturally. Spending time outdoors also helps reconnect us with simplicity, with what truly matters. It strips away distractions and reminds us to just be, to exist, to listen. And when we do that, something inside us shifts. We begin to heal, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually. So, what might change if you let nature back into your routine? Could your daily walk become a form of meditation? Could your lunch break include a few minutes under the sky? Small adjustments like these open the door to profound renewal. When we immerse ourselves in nature, something remarkable occurs. Our minds, often cluttered with thoughts, begin to slow down. It's as if nature presses a reset button, clearing away the mental noise, allowing space for clarity and fresh perspective. You've probably felt it before, after a walk through the trees or sitting quietly near a river. Suddenly, what felt heavy becomes lighter. That tension in your chest, it eases. That problem you couldn't solve? Somehow the answer starts to form. These aren't coincidences. They are the effects of a deeper rhythm aligning within us. Many people have shared personal stories of healing through nature. They speak of renewal, insight, and emotional clarity after time spent outdoors. These aren't just poetic tales. They're real, lived experiences, showing us how powerfully nature can restore us. And when we bring mindfulness into these natural settings, the benefits deepen even further. Practicing mindfulness in nature means tuning in, not just to your breath, but to the world around you. The rustle of the leaves, the warmth of the sunlight, the gentle scent of grass or earth after rain. It's like becoming part of nature's orchestra, feeling every note, every pause, every breeze, and in doing so, you reconnect with a calm, centered self. But nature doesn't only give, it also asks for our care. Adopting eco-friendly practices is not only vital for the planet, it's also good for our own well-being. When we act in ways that protect the earth, using less plastic, supporting clean air, conserving green spaces, we're also caring for our shared home. This creates a beautiful reciprocal cycle. As we care for nature, nature cares for us. In today's fast-paced, urbanized world, many of us feel disconnected from the natural world. We live in cities, we work indoors, we scroll instead of stroll, but even small steps can bring us back. Tending to a houseplant, opening the window for fresh air, spending 10 quiet minutes in a nearby park. These are small doorways back into nature, and they matter. Beyond individual action, community efforts to protect nature carry great meaning. Whether it's joining a cleanup event, planting trees, or simply educating others, collective participation in conservation fosters a powerful sense of shared responsibility. It's like linking hands across generations to create a better world for ourselves and for those who will come after us. Ultimately, embracing nature for healing means more than being outdoors. It means recognizing that we are connected, that this earth is not a resource to use, but a companion to honor, a teacher, a healer, a mirror that reminds us of the beauty we're a part of. So, the next time you feel overwhelmed, anxious, or disconnected, ask yourself, when was the last time I let the trees speak to me? When was the last time I let silence come through wind, not a scream? Let nature guide you home to yourself. Rule 7. Simplifying for wellness. Because sometimes the most profound healing begins with letting go. After rediscovering our connection with nature, we now turn inward again, to explore a practice that brings clarity and peace to both our outer and inner worlds, simplifying for wellness. Imagine your life as a room filled with things, useful tools, beautiful treasures, but also clutter you haven't touched in years. Now, imagine beginning to clear that room. As you remove what no longer serves you, something powerful happens. The space breathes. You breathe. This is the essence of simplifying. When our lives are free from unnecessary clutter, physical, mental, emotional, we begin to feel lighter. Stress levels decrease. A sense of calm begins to rise. It's as if we've lifted a heavy weight from our shoulders and can now appreciate life's simple joys with fresh eyes. One of the most tangible ways to begin simplifying is to start with our physical space. Go through your belongings. Keep only what you truly use or what holds deep sentimental meaning. Everything else? Let it go. This process transforms your home into a quiet, calming sanctuary, a space that supports rest, focus, and emotional balance. But simplification doesn't stop with objects. It also applies to how we manage our time. How often do we say yes to things that drain us? When we simplify our schedule, we begin to protect our energy. By prioritizing what truly enriches us and gently declining what doesn't, we make room for activities that bring joy, meaning, and wellness. There's another layer too, our thoughts. Simplifying the mind means becoming aware of the stories we tell ourselves. Worries, self-criticism, negative patterns. These are forms of mental clutter. When we notice and release them, we create space for calm, empowering thoughts to take root. It's like cleaning a foggy window so that more light can come through. Of course, simplification is not always easy. Letting go, whether of things, commitments, or thought patterns, can be uncomfortable at first. But like tidying a room that's been messy for years, progress happens step by step. With each small action, we make noticeable gains, and the rewards profound. People who've simplified their lives often describe feeling a deep sense of freedom. They notice joy in ordinary things again. A cup of tea, a quiet morning, a clear desk. They feel more in tune with themselves and with the world around them. So where do you begin? You don't have to overhaul everything at once. Start small. Declutter one drawer. Say no to one unnecessary task. Spend 5 minutes in quiet reflection. These small acts, repeated over time, lead to deep and lasting transformation. Simplifying doesn't mean giving up joy. It means making room for it. And now, as we continue this journey toward greater clarity and harmony, we turn to an even deeper part of ourselves, one that quietly shapes our every choice, every reaction, and every belief. Let's move into Rule 8, harnessing the power of the subconscious mind, where real change begins beneath the surface. After simplifying our external environment and inner life, we now turn our focus to a hidden realm within us, one that silently influences our every thought, action, and emotion, the subconscious mind. Imagine your subconscious as a vast, quiet garden lying just beneath the surface. It doesn't shout, but it directs much of what we do, from how we respond to challenges, to the habits we form, to the beliefs we hold about ourselves. Often, buried within this subconscious garden are outdated patterns and negative beliefs, mental files we no longer need yet still carry. Identifying and releasing them is like clearing old, unused documents from a computer. And just like a computer, once the clutter is removed, everything runs more smoothly. Real-life stories offer powerful proof of this transformation. people have overcome deep fears, broken long-standing patterns, and achieved major goals, not through force, but by working with their subconscious, not against it. These stories aren't myths. They're examples of how quiet, consistent practices can unlock real, lasting change. And the beauty is, working with your subconscious doesn't have to be complicated. It can be as simple as visualizing your goals for a few minutes each morning, or repeating a few affirmations, words of truth and empowerment throughout your day. These small actions are like planting seeds. With repetition, they take root, grow, and reshape the landscape of your inner world. In fact, science backs this up. Modern psychology and neuroscience show that a significant portion of our thoughts and behaviors are governed by subconscious processes. It's like discovering there's a hidden driver steering the vehicle of your mind. And once you realize that, you can choose to train that driver to guide you in the direction you actually want to go. To do this well, we need alignment. Your conscious mind sets goals. It plans, decides, and wants to move forward. But if your subconscious holds old fears or limiting beliefs, it can quietly resist that progress. The key is to bring both parts of your mind into harmony, so they work together like a well-synced team, unified in purpose. There's another layer here too, the influence of community. Many of our subconscious beliefs aren't formed in isolation. They're shaped by the voices around us, our family, our culture, our environment. When you spend time with people who think positively, who uplift, who encourage growth, you begin to reinforce healthier beliefs inside yourself. It's like surrounding your inner garden with sunlight and good soil. Ultimately, this journey is about taking back the keys to your inner world. When you understand how your subconscious works and learn to shape it intentionally, you awaken to a kind of quiet superpower, a hidden strength that was there all along, simply waiting for you to notice. So take this as an invitation to listen, to reprogram, to plant the thoughts that serve your highest path. And as we continue exploring the next principle, remember, each rule builds on the one before. Every insight brings you closer to balance, peace, and the life you're truly capable of living. If these teachings speak to you, please consider supporting our journey together. Click like, subscribe to Buddhism Seeds in real life, and become part of a community dedicated to conscious, mindful living. Now, let's take our next step. We explored the inner power of the subconscious mind, a force that shapes how we think, feel, and grow. Now let's shift our focus outward and examine something just as vital to our well-being, our relationship with modern medicine. Welcome to Rule 9. Understanding the limitations and opportunities in modern medicine. Imagine your health journey as a long road trip. Modern medicine is like a toolkit filled with highly advanced tools, medications, surgeries, diagnostic machines, all designed to help us manage pain, treat disease, and prolong life. These tools have made extraordinary progress possible, saving lives and improving quality of life for millions. But even the best toolkit doesn't solve everything. It's essential to understand that while modern medicine is powerful, it also has limitations. And knowing these limitations is like having a map that shows not just the paved highways, but also the dirt roads where we may need to take a different route. One common limitation is that modern medicine often focuses on symptom relief rather than addressing the root causes of illness. It's like patching a hole in a boat without asking why the hole appeared in the first place. True healing often requires us to dig deeper, to explore the emotional, lifestyle, or environmental patterns behind a condition. That said, modern medicine still offers tremendous opportunities, especially when it's used in harmony with traditional practices, including those rooted in Buddhist wisdom. It's like using both an old compass and a digital GPS to chart the most reliable course. Western medicine can provide rapid responses to emergencies, infections, and chronic conditions, while Eastern traditions often guide us toward prevention, balance, and inner healing. Blending the two creates a more holistic path, one that honors both the body and the mind. It's like weaving a beautiful, durable tapestry using threads from both worlds, each contributing its own color and strength. But to navigate this well, we must become active participants in our own health. We can listen to doctors, receive advice, and explore options. But in the end, we must take the wheel. We must learn to steer the ship of our health with awareness, responsibility, and trust in our own experience. That includes learning about the strengths and gaps of different treatments, asking questions, and not blindly following every recommendation. It means researching, reading, seeking second opinions, and listening closely to our bodies. And it means prioritizing prevention. Because preventive care is like building a strong wall before the storm hits, rather than trying to fix everything after damage is done. Eating well, moving regularly, sleeping deeply, managing stress, all these practices fortify us in advance. The truth is, your health is yours. And when you understand your choices, you gain a powerful sense of freedom and confidence. It's like holding a compass that guides you through the vast sea of information and helps you recognize what truly works for you. Community education also plays a vital role. When we share knowledge, when we talk openly about wellness, healing, and care, we help one another make more empowered decisions. So as you reflect on your health journey, ask yourself, am I following someone else's map or learning to read my own? Understanding both the strengths and limits of modern medicine helps us make more conscious, informed decisions. And when we combine that knowledge with collective learning, sharing our experiences and insights with one another, we all grow stronger. Now, let's explore a principle that brings healing power directly into your own hands. Welcome to Rule 10, Empowerment through Self-Healing. Imagine becoming your own healer, not in isolation, but in deep connection with your body, your mind, and your inner wisdom. Self-healing begins with a simple but transformative belief that we are capable of supporting our own healing journey. It's like trusting that the same body that heals a cut or fights off a cold can also recover from emotional pain, fatigue, or even chronic challenges, if we know how to listen and support it. In Buddhism, there's a deep recognition that mind and body are not separate. They influence each other constantly. When the mind is peaceful and full of nourishing thoughts, the body often follows. It's like planting seeds of health in the rich soil of your thoughts and allowing them to blossom in your physical reality. But how do we start this journey? It begins with listening. Self-healing requires us to become detectives of our own health. Notice the signals your body sends you: tiredness, tension, cravings, or discomfort. Instead of ignoring or silencing them, ask, what are you trying to tell me? Maybe your body needs more rest. Maybe it needs movement. Or perhaps It's asking for certain nutrients or deeper emotional attention. This journey is not just about physical health, it's holistic. Self-healing invites us to look at all aspects of our lives: food, sleep, exercise, relationships, stress, emotional patterns. Each area is a piece of the whole picture, and when one part is out of balance, it can ripple into the others. Empowering yourself through knowledge is key. The more you learn about how your body and mind work, the better you can take care of them. Read, explore, ask questions, talk to doctors, healers, and friends, attend workshops, watch videos like this one. Every piece of understanding is another tool in your healing toolkit. Mindfulness is also a powerful ally. Practices like meditation, breathwork, or body scans help you stay connected to what's happening inside you. They give you space to pause, to notice, and to reset. Think of them as direct lines to your inner self, always available, always guiding. And then there are the stories, real people who've overcome illness, anxiety, burnout, and more, simply by committing to their own healing path. These stories remind us of what's possible when we take responsibility, stay consistent, and believe in the body's ability to heal. But here's something important to remember. Self-healing doesn't mean doing everything alone. Sometimes the most powerful act of healing is reaching out. Talk to a professional, lean on a friend, join a supportive community. It's like building your own healing team, each person playing a part in your recovery and strength. And don't underestimate the power of small daily habits. Eating nutritious meals, drinking enough water, getting restful sleep, managing stress, moving your body, these simple actions compound over time. Self-healing is not a miracle, it's a practice. And with each choice, each mindful step, you reclaim more agency over your life. We discovered that self-healing isn't a quick solution, it's a lifelong journey, a process of daily commitment, deep listening, and gentle transformation. Now, as we near the end of this video, let's pause and take a look back at the entire path we've walked together. Think of this journey as a walk through a vast, beautiful landscape. Each rule we explored was like a unique trail, offering fresh views, valuable insights, and new ways of seeing ourselves and the world around us. We began with mindful eating, learning how the way we eat can shape not just our physical health, but our emotional balance. Then we explored the profound calm that meditation brings, a stillness that reconnects mind and body in the midst of daily chaos. From there, we discovered the power of positive thinking, realizing that our thoughts aren't just reactions, they're tools for shaping our reality. We then arrived at the essential truth of self-love and self-care, embracing the idea that treating ourselves with kindness is not selfish, it's necessary. As we moved forward, we discussed how healthy routines and habits are like the bricks that build a strong foundation, one step at a time. Then came our reconnection with the healing power of nature, reminding us that we are not separate from the natural world, but deeply rooted in it. We saw the importance of simplifying our lives, letting go of what weighs us down so we can make room for what truly matters. Next, we explored the hidden influence of the subconscious mind, learning how deep beliefs and internal narratives silently shape our choices. Then, we faced the reality of both the strengths and limits of modern medicine, and how integrating it with ancient wisdom can help us make better, more holistic health decisions. And most recently, we empowered ourselves with the idea of self-healing, recognizing that healing doesn't just come from outside, but also from within. Each principle built upon the last. Each insight added another stone to the path beneath our feet. And now, as we reflect on the entire journey, one truth stands out. You have more power over your health, happiness, and healing than you might have ever realized. So, what now? We invite you to revisit these rules. Watch the video again if needed. Apply the insights slowly, patiently, and consistently. Let them guide your choices. Let them shape your days. And most of all, let them transform the way you treat yourself from the inside out. Thank you truly for walking this path with us. If you found value in this journey, we kindly invite you to like this video and subscribe to our channel, Buddhism Seeds in Real Life. Your support allows us to continue creating meaningful, practical content and helps grow a community of people committed to health, mindfulness, and inner peace. If our videos have helped you, consider clicking the thanks button below. Your support means more than words can express. It helps our channel flourish and reach more souls like yours. Until we meet again, may you walk in health, live in happiness, and rest in deep harmony with yourself and with the world around you.